Yeah.
Hallelujah.
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 Almighty God, creator of heaven and earth, come before you today on this holy Sabbath day. Thank you once again. We could never thank you enough for the Most High God, life, health, and strength. Thank you for all our leaders, like your prince before us here today, that made the way, that showing us still today how to stand up as men and women, even for the children, and bring you foul to serve your high holy name. We thank you, Most High God, for this Sabbath day. If we didn't have it, we would run ourselves into the ground. So we thank you for all the signs and the wonders that you left on record to activate within us. That when we are ready to come to you wholeheartedly, that you are still there waiting for us, Jehovah. That you have not wiped this out altogether, even though we know that is something that you can do, Jehovah. We thank you for our forefathers, for their strength, for Abraham, for walking and knowing that you are with him, so you have tried and tested him and not favored. So we will look at that today and say, that could be us, Jehovah. Look to the rock as you told us to do. And that's why we come here today on the Sabbath day and all the connections around about to look to the rock and to ask you to continue to guide, shield, and bless us and keep us far from any danger seen and unseen, as they say, from the arrows that fly by day and ravage to us. Jehovah, we want to stop the place. We don't want to be cursed with sickness and death. We want the blessings of wealth. We want the blessings of life. To see our children happy, to see our mothers and our fathers happy, that sons are growing up as the trees tall and they youth, and we are living and prospering. We don't want to be, as my brother Sean said, looked at and disdained. We want to be looked at round about from the other nations as those are the people of God, as the princess said, Father Abraham, that they know that the created is you. We will ask you so humbly to bless us with your presence, so that the people round about us know that your presence is with us. We thank you, Most High God, for the season that's coming in, for you even allow us time to get right, to get our minds right, to get our homes right, that we can even come before you to even apologize, Jehovah, for not for our sins, for our father's sins, Jehovah, that you can even look at us and say, you know what, they're trying, and I'm going to meet with you as you are every day, walking to and fro in the earth with your spirit, blessing those who be blessed. And we thank you for the sustenance that is sustainable, the food, clothing, and shelter, the basic necessities. At this point in time, we're not even asking you for the riches of King Solomon. We just asking for life, health, and strength. And I mean, we sing to praise your name, the whole duty of man, to serve the Creator. We thank you, Jehovah, that no calamity has befallen us at this time. We thank you, Jehovah, all of us who have not received phone calls that we are burying loved ones, anything like that at this time, Jehovah. I thank you, Jehovah, for placing me around brothers that's about being a brother and having brotherhood in the camp of Israel, from here where we are spread throughout the four corners of the earth. We thank you for our strong mothers that go out representing your high holy name and showing the sisters of the world what it's like to be a true Hebrew Israelite sister or a true black woman with modesty. We thank you, Jehovah, for blessing us with intelligence as men so we can stand up and be upright before you and to rule our houses not with rigor but with intelligence and the spirit of the Creator. We thank you, Jehovah, for the Sabbath day, for the sign. We thank you for our leaders and our officers who have paid the way once again. We thank you when we look at our Hebrew Israelite children and see them coming up, playing the drum and wanting to be entertainers and play instruments. That we know we're on the right road, at least now. We ask that you remove any or evil inclination out of our minds, Jehovah, that has nothing to do with you, without we serve you in the sincerity of our hearts. Praise your high holy name. With that, I say, hallelujah.
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 Again, giving glory and praise to the God of our forefathers, Father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, with joy and with gladness. We pray that He would increase our understanding in this way of life so that we can increase in how we glorify and come before this God, which means so much. I want to thank God for my teacher, Colin Levy, and I want to thank God for Pastor Yaakov. I want to thank God for each and every single one of y'all and for the opportunity that He has given all the congregations that exist this day. The opportunity to turn to Him with all our heart, soul, and mind. This is trial basis that we're living on. You understand? And we're going to have to give God the glory that is due to His name. We surely going to have to praise Him and come before Him and match our understanding and match our mouth and match the words that come from our mouth. I'm thankful for all this so much, man. For our family online, who I pray for all the time, and who I look forward to seeing. And it's like you see them because you hear from them, you know, and they are with you. They're with us in the struggle. And you let somebody say something wrong about us online, and it's like, oh, no. So, you know, God is bringing our hearts and our minds together. And this is what we're going to have to see and be thankful for. Because it don't take a great multitude to make wonderful things happen. It takes a determined heart that would want to do that which is right in the eyes of God. I spoke to my sons, a couple of my sons, and they down there, and it's going wonderful. Our family that left here to go down there is having the time of their life with our family in Ohio. And I'm thankful. I thank God. You know, because that's what it's about. It's about us coming together under the TORAH, coming together under our Constitution and holding fast to it and being jealous for the gifts that God has given us that will cause us to shine, man. It's a wonderful thing, man. Thank God for our sisters. Oh, God. You know, and how y'all sit down at the table and talk about the God of your forefathers. You understand what I'm saying? We belong to each other. And that's so important. I be jealous for y'all. And nobody comes from the outside and take y'all and group y'all with them. No, we don't stand for them. Y'all are ours. And we're going to do this in a manner that is acceptable before God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Without any further ado, I'm going to call up the speaker for the afternoon. He's a great speaker, man. I love this here brother, and he's a blessing, man. Because he does it with gladness of heart, joy and stuff, man. And it means so much when you can look at a person and see that they enjoy giving God the glory and the praise that's due to His name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Without any further ado, Captain Kazak.
Hallelujah. All praise, all glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Secondly, I want to give respect to Chief Principal, Baines of Ulu, the founder and leader, SH'MA YISRAEL. Also acknowledging and giving respect to Prince Nathaniel, Baines Chief Principal, and Prince Nathaniel Ben Levi, leader SOG. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Israel on the four corners, brothers and sisters, chiefmen, princes, princesses, everybody here, the sound of my voice. Shabbat Shalom. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom, family. Today I want to go over iniquity. I try to stay into different things because when you're speaking to the children of Israel, they either heard it before or know it backward and forward. So it's just about giving them a new way to look at a concept so we can understand our relationship with the Creator. And as I go forth through the Torah or through the Tanakh, rather, I see it's basically the story of a broken relationship because you have a one-sided situation. You have a God that's the Almighty. He does everything for us. He provides for us. He takes care of us. And then it's just his children or his people who just can't get it right. And a lot of the times we hear it and we go over the stuff and it becomes by rote and it becomes just a routine. And what I try to convey is that we stop looking at it like it's a routine because we are bad servants. We're bad to the Creator of heaven and earth. And that's a title we were speaking about a while ago. It was who's worse, America or the Israelites? Or the nations or the Israelites? And Prince Nathaniel Ben Levi said something powerful. He said, gotta be us. We don't people who turned on God. No matter what you want to say America did, they never got the word of God. God said, I gave that only to you. So if he revealed it only to us, that's a crime that nobody can say they did but us. And it's a high-handed one, and we act it out all the time. And going into transgression, I said sin is betrayal. So anytime you look at the word sin, if you want to get context, or you want to let it really hit home, just substitute it for betrayal. And then you will see what we do against the Creator. We say, when you sin against me, when you betray against me. When you see that right there, it puts you in a different mindset because you can read sin and you can really gloss over that if you're reading fast. But if you stop and every time you saw sin, you put betrayal, you'd be like, damn, this is crazy. When do we get it right? So I want to touch on another word, which is iniquity. I don't have the Hebrew word for it. I lost my notes. But the best way I could describe iniquity is unjust dealings with somebody. And what is an unjust dealing? The unjust dealing is you like somebody more than you like somebody else, so you treat them better. Or you've known them longer, so you treat them better. And I give you an example with my job. We had a situation with overtime where we got a specific supervisor. My brother gonna start laughing because he knows this guy. He wants you to call him Uncle Larry so you can get overtime. But you got a couple brothers, real men, like him and myself. We don't call him Uncle Larry. So that contingent of men don't get overtime, don't get the trinkets that other people, but that's iniquitous behavior because it's unjust. You're doing it because you got a better relationship with these persons you have with us. Not of our merit, not of how hard we work, not of how productive we are. So it was a situation where he hired people and then created new rules so the people he didn't like wouldn't get hired. So if you want to know what iniquity is in modern day times, it's situations and scenarios like that and why it's bad. That's something that Israel has been accused of many times by the Creator of heaven and earth, iniquitous behavior, because that throws all judgment out the way. It throws all logic and reason out the way. When you're dealing iniquitous with each other, you can't have a balanced opinion. You can't give righteous judgment because you're going off a relationship, a fondness, or experience, whatever you want to classify it as. That's taking you away from dealing right and just. And you know that's something that the Creator wants. Let me go share one. So I want to show you a different type of iniquity. And this is the relationship that we have with the Creator of heaven and earth. And I want to show you the extremes that he went through to show us how bad we were as a people, to give us an example. And anybody who's over the age of 10, you may have puppy love or real love. You've been in a situation where you cared for somebody or loved somebody more than they cared about you. So we've dealt iniquities with the Creator because the way and the love that he shows us, we haven't conveyed back to him. And we expect to be delivered, we expect to be healed, we say all these great prayers, we do all these great things, but our actions speak differently from it. And that's why Chief Prince is always talking about praiseworthiness. Because you wouldn't love a woman who said, oh, you're the greatest man ever, but you caught her always looking at other guys. She's telling you how good you are and this and that, and she's always looking at the guy, so vice versa. If a man tells you, I love your cooking, but he never want to eat, that's not right. That's something you're gonna say, well, how much do you really love him? You see him scraping it in the garbage later on that night. Like, honey, could you give me the remote? You come, oh, I'm done. Then you look in the garbage, the food is gone. So I want to show you how we treat the Creator and just bring it to you to real life. Hosea is one of the most impactful prophets at doing this. Some sheep.
We're in the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 1. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Word of the Lord that came unto Hosea, son of Beeri.
All right. So now that we know this is ordained and administered by the Creator of heaven and earth, and this is what separates, this is your first time watching this is what separates us from anybody else on the face of the earth that proclaim that in a relationship with God. The word when you see Lord is Jehovah. That's the true and living God that found the living water. And he gave his word distinctly to Hosea. And you can only find that word from Genesis to Malachi. You can't find it anywhere else. So this is what's distinguishing this, and this is a stamp that is coming from the Creator of heaven and earth. But I want you to really think about what he's telling them to do right now, so we can get a full perception. Come sheep.
In the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Judah, in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, when the Lord spoke at first to Hosea, the Lord said unto Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of harlotry, the children of harlotry, for the land doth commit great harlotry.
Stop right there. So you hear what God told Hosea, take a wife that's basically a whore. Take a wife that's going to be unfaithful. Take a wife that's not going to love you. Take a wife that no matter what you do, no matter how much you dare, how much you care, she will not reciprocate that. She's incapable of reciprocating that. She's damaged. She's unclean. Soiled, folly, any word that you want to put you in a negative mindset so you can really feel the impact of what God is telling him to do. And this is just show, because a lot of the other prophets, when they came out, they did demonstrations, but you might not have felt that because it might not have hit you at home. So when you see this man walk around with a harlot, you're like, man, Hosea with a harlot? Why he with her? She was just with Carl and Joash yesterday. She was just with Josiah the other night. Why would he pick her the same way God picked us? The same way God picked us. We would run around with the Egyptians. We would run around with the Canaanites. We would run around with the Moabites. We would run around with the Midianites. The same way we went out, the same way we transgressed, is the same way Hosea wants to show you. This is it. God wants to show you through Hosea. This is what you do every day. So now it's going to hit home because you're going to be looking at this situation like, man, this is messed up. Because Hosea is going to tell you why he's with her. It's not because something he did. He got to go through this because it's something that we did. And to show us this is what you do to the Creator of heaven and earth and bring it to life. Because a lot of things don't make sense until you see it. I often got a rule that's called say it out loud. A lot of things make sense in your head. When you say it out loud, you realize how crazy it is. So when you say, you know what, I'm gonna turn that microwave on for 32 seconds and hope I can heat that food up in time. That don't sound too smart out loud. When in your mind, you think, I'm microwave on and heat my food up real quick. Out loud, it sounds crazy. So this is what God is trying to convey. God is trying to say, no, let them see what they do. They've heard it enough. Ezekiel told them. Isaiah told them. Amos told them. They have to see what they're doing now. Come sheep.
So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. And the Lord said unto him, call his name Jezreel. For yet a little while, I will visit the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. And she conceived again and bore a daughter. And he said unto him, call her name Lo Ruhamah, for I will no more have compassion upon the house of Israel.
That means no pity. So he says, call it that to be symbolic. So these people can see how I feel about them through the children that they bore. Come sheep.
That I should in any ways pardon them. But I will have compassion upon the house of Judah, and I will save them by the Lord their God. And I will not save them by bow, nor by sword.
And let me start right there to give you context of what's actually going on. Hosea is a prophet of the northern kingdom. During this time, they got one of the worst kings that was ever in Israel. So this is after they had won some of their land back, and they won a lot of wars and a lot of battles, and Israel was really high on themselves. So now God is going to proclaim later on in this verse, later on in the book Hosea, that the Assyrians are going to come and finally take them out. Because God is going to show you, and God's going to tell you through many examples, say that I've done everything I could have done for you. But at the end of the day, it's not enough for you. I've loved you and you haven't loved yourself. I picked you when nobody else picked you. I wanted you when nobody else wanted you. You turned on me. And if you ever been in love with somebody or ever been hurt by somebody that you love, you can really feel what's going on right now. You can understand how it feels to literally, it's a love that hurts you on the inside. That's the love that you're on the edge of your bed with. You're like, why is this happening to me? What more can I do? How greater could I be? And you're a man doing this with limitations. So imagine how the creator of heaven and earth is. Imagine what caused the creator of heaven and earth to send chosen people on ships. Where we're in a situation where another man takes your wife, where your children are sold away. This ties perfectly into Deuteronomy 28 because Deuteronomy 28 is a preview of what's going to happen. But let's see what we did to cause God to get to that point. We never talk about what we did to anger God to get to that point. We always talk about the captivity, and we're talking about getting out of the captivity. But we're replicating the same behavior that caused God to act that way with us. But there's always a ram in the thicket of the bush for Israel. Because God loves us, and God, like I always say this, and I can't stress it more than I ever do now. God took a bad deal with us. And that's just what this Hosea being with this harlot shows you. Because when you're with a harlot, she doesn't know how to be regular. She only knows how to be with multiple people. She only knows how to be adulterous. The same way with us. We only know idolatry. We only know folly. We only know disobedience. But the creator of heaven and earth is, he is, he was, and who will be. So he saw all of these actions on us and still took a deal with Abraham. Think about that right there. The same way he signed up for us, knowing how bad we would be today, he saw Chicago. He saw Instagram. He saw Facebook. He sees Brownsville, Brooklyn. He sees what's going to happen 2 days from now. 2 days from now, they're going to be out there to a Canaanite Greek god, partying and dancing in the land of their captivity. Won't come out for Shabbat. Think about that. Think about, really think about this. When God made that deal with Abraham, he saw 2 days from now. And still made the deal. Talk about the mercy of this king. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's mercy. Because me, I ain't gonna lie, cuss some of y'all out. I ain't gonna lie. Listen. We can do this, Abraham, but I don't know about your hard time. He ain't in it. He ain't gonna make it. But God make a way for everybody. God said in Ezekiel, matter of fact, go to Ezekiel 18:25, real quick, hold that. Because I don't want to do too much of the talking when it comes to the emotion of the creator. I think that gotta come out of the word of the true and living God, because it's more impactful when you hear it from that. You might just think I'm just making this up. 18:25. And hold that, because we're going to keep coming back to that. Hold Ezekiel too, because we're going to keep coming back to that periodically. Toshi, whenever you're ready.
We're in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, verse 25. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yea, ye say, the way of the Lord is not equal. Hear now, O house of Israel.
Is my way unequal? Toshi.
Is it my way that's unequal?
You hear what God says? Is it my way that's unequal? Did I do something wrong with you? Did I wrong you? Did I rob you? Did I jerk you? Did I hurt you? You signed up for a deal with me. You got married to me. You said on the mount, all that you say we shall do. That sounds like a covenant or agreement. Isn't marriage a covenant or agreement? But God said that if somebody goes and cheats on you that you're married to, they get put to death. But yet we still here. So God got every right to say, is it my way that's unjust? Did I do something to you? And we're so stiff-necked that we really feel we really can bring up occasion against God. We really feel we can charge God with stuff. Oh God, why did my baby die? Why did you take my brother? Why did I lose my job? You gotta do that with your life. The most precious thing the Creator gave us was life, and then the second thing was the Torah. And he lets you have both, even though you break the contract to keep it. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I had cable vision before. When you don't pay them, they get rid of it. They cut your services off. If you got a car and you don't pay the note, they take the car back. If you got a house and you don't pay the mortgage, they take the mortgage back. But the Creator of heaven and earth still lets us live on borrowed time. We living in a contract that we broke with the Creator of heaven and earth, and still will do presumptuous things. You would think like, okay, if I miss my rent 2 times in a row, I ain't gonna be hanging out in front of the building. That's what logical people think, but that's not how Israelites think. They're like, man, he ain't fixed my sink. So what? I still got a leaky tub. The bathroom don't work. This is what Israelites say, and this is how Israelites act towards the Creator of heaven and earth. So he has to ask. He has to come to us and say, is it my way that's not just Israel? Didn't I take you when nobody won? Didn't I take down the whole kingdom for you? Am I the wrong one? You had a problem with the Canaanites. They gone. You had a problem with the Edomites. You ain't seen them no more. You had a problem with Assyria. You can't find them no more. You had a problem with Babylon. They're gone. How all your problems keep disappearing, but you keep giving me problems? Imagine you with a woman, you fight all her battles, you fight all her, and she always arguing with somebody at work, but she don't want to listen when she at home. Think about that right there, brothers. Let's make it plain. She always calling you to work. Oh, Mike did this, and Steve said this, and Rob did that. But when she get home, she Jane of the Jungle. She's screaming in your face, telling you what she ain't going to do, telling you what you can't do, what she's missing. This is how God sees us. So let's go back to Hosea, a whole lot of Ezekiel.
We're back in the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 8. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now when she weaned, lo Ruhamah, she conceived and bore a son. And he said, call his name Lo Ami, for you are not
Lo
my
Ami
people.
means not my people, not mine. Because God is angry, not of me. God is angry when he's saying this. Tell her how the kid named me, not mine. But look at how merciful the Creator is. Look at how he turns it around. Before we can get to the next chapter, he turns it around. Look at how much he forgives us. You gotta think twice before you do wrong. If you get anything out of today, it's about thinking twice. You can't change what you've done already, but you can make sure the future is brighter by turning away from what you did and never going back to it. You know, there are people that did wrong with plans of doing wrong again. That's why we got rid of the sacrificial system, because it was a routine thing. It was, I'm going to do this, I'm going to offer this, and then I'll be good. It meant nothing to our people. That's why it was taken away. So if God gave us something for understanding and we're not using it for understanding, like, oh, we don't need this anymore. Why are we going to keep killing lambs? What the lambs do? What the sheep do? What the he-goats do? They ain't do nothing. Why am I going to keep spilling their blood for you when you don't care? When you don't care? And for the Christians, why would I send a man to die? You ain't care when they killed 1,000 rams and 1,000 oxen. One man dying, that's going to mean the difference? A righteous man at that, righteous. For wicked people, that's foolishness. That's folly. That's iniquitous. That in itself will be iniquitous. Because God said the Father can't die for the Son and the Son can't die for the Father. So how is it that you did justly and your son dies for what you, your son doesn't die for his sins, but he dies for what you did? It doesn't make sense. Some shit.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that instead of that which was said unto them, ye are not my people, it shall be said unto them, ye are the children of the living God. And the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together.
Now listen to that. You got the people that turned their back on you, that betrayed you. You the creator of heaven and earth. You don't think you got an ego? Imagine your kids calling somebody else father.
Right.
You got women that if they break up with a man, they don't even want them around a new woman. So imagine how the creator of heaven and earth feels when he see you with a new guy. Or you prioritize something over him. This is what we do. We portray. Let me tell you something about victimized people. It's a statistical fact that victimized people often repeat the behavior that happened to them. Statistical fact. When you were treated this way, because that's what you know. You can only be what you know. So you used to a society in Egypt where they dealt unjustly with you, so you deal unjustly with God. You used to a society in Syria where they mistreated you, so you mistreat God. The only way you can is to be idolaters. Because we can't box with God and beat him up like Chief Prince said, and chase him through the streets of Jerusalem. But the only thing that God asks you to do is serve him and fear him. You don't do that. We don't do that. Because hurt people hurt people. And we got to understand that right there. We got to understand we have to be better with each other, and we damn sure got to be better with the creator of heaven and earth. I keep saying if God only picked us to serve him and you can't do that, what is the purpose? It's like having a wide receiver that can't catch. If I told you, yo, man, I know this world-class sprinter, he just got a problem walking. You're like, what? That's not retarded. That's Israel. All the potential to be great, but can't get the simple right. How you a world-class sprinter? He's faster than Usain Bolt. If he never get walking right, that's us. That is who we are as a people. That defines us. We are nothing but potential. We should be potentialites. Because every week, that's all we hear. What we could be, what we should be, what we got to aim towards. We are potentialites. We have to come to an understanding. I mean, Chief Prince, Cap Ephraim, Chief Avinia, Cohen, Prince Nat Ben Levy, these men, they've been doing this for decades. And it's the same message. And it's so interesting that you can have the same message for people for decades. For decades, the same, like this book has not changed yet. Still, why can't we gotta start asking these questions. We gotta start coming together outside of Shabbat and say, how do we be better Israelites? Forget the party, forget the nonsense. Yo, why you can't do this? Because that's part of iniquity. Iniquity is not calling out nonsense. Right. You gotta say, yo, bro, why you ain't do this? Why saw you there? Because that's how we gotta get back. The word says, cry aloud and spare not. But iniquity is like, it's my brother, so I don't want to say nothing to him. Or I might want to do that later. So, or he know what I did all the time, and he let me slide. So I'm gonna let him slide. That's all iniquity. It's unfair judging. And the Most High said, a just weight and a just balance is his delight. You know how everything is fair? I'm gonna give you an example with the manager at the job. It was funny because it worked for him, but actually it's true. He said, you guys had a problem with overtime and how it was distributed. I said, yeah, we did. Because it was distributed unfair. He said, you know what number is fair? I said, what? He said, 0. I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, 0. Nobody gets anything. I said, well, technically it is fair. I mean, we don't like it, but I really couldn't even argue that point. And I was pretty sure I knew. I said, damn, 0, man. If everybody gets 0, it is. But I said, yo, but what about the people who have more and the people who big out church? You ain't made that right. He says, I can't do that, but I can make it fit now. But you know what? How we make it right amongst each other? 0 tolerance for nothing for nobody. That's how we can make this situation right. Instead of crying about what so-and-so did 2 years ago, or what this person did 3 years ago that never got judged, how about you have 0 tolerance today and we move forward as one people? And we find ourselves finally pleading to the Most High God. Because if sin is looked at as betrayal, and God sees somebody sinning, which means he sees somebody betraying him, and you'll see it and you don't call it out, how you think the Creator look at you? What you say? What's the saying? They say, don't tell me what they said about me, tell me why they was comfortable saying it around you. That's right. That's something you think about. I'm gonna say that slow if you was on the internet. It's the saying that says, don't tell me what they said about me. Tell me why they were so comfortable saying it around you. Right. You get that? That means y'all two in the same boat. Y'all working hand in hand. What does the word of God say? How could two walk together lest they agree? If you wicked and I'm righteous, we can never get along. It's not gonna work. That's a fact. You know, most people when they do dirt, they need dirt on you to be comfortable around you. How would be cool with you? You might tell on me. I need something that this is my safe deposit box right here. Right? You ever mention that time I was at the party? I'm gonna light them up with this right here. That's how Israelites think. That's how they think. They got something at a job where you ain't supposed to take money. First time, old time, get you that truck. Yeah, man. You know what happened in the truck? Stay in the truck, right? Like you in Vegas, man. Like you doing coke sales. But they want to do that to see that. Let me see if he's dirty like me. Dirty people got to make sure you're dirty. I can't have a righteous person around me. Not if I'm dirty. Nah, that's too risky. Let's change happen. Let the Creator be happy with me. No. We get away from that. So this is how we got to be with each other moving forward. Come on. We got to start calling this out because God said call it out. And if you ain't calling it out for whatever reason, you're iniquitous. We're not building rockets here. This is not the science field. This is Torah. If you don't call out wrong for any reason, then you are iniquitous. Because you're going to call it out eventually because you're not comfortable with homosexuals. You're not comfortable with breaking the Shabbat. You're not comfortable with eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. You'll say that's wrong, but you won't say this is wrong. That's not judging fairly. Because the God, betrayal is betrayal is betrayal. Sin is sin is sin. And there's different punishments for different betrayals, but it's all betrayal. I didn't say that Moses did a little sin. No, it's a sin. When you go against the Creator of heaven and earth, when you go against the founder of living waters, that's a sin. You transgress. And when you don't rectify it, or you're on the outside, because the iniquitous person, more times out of 10, is the person that's seen. Right? You got, because the first time that's something that goes on between you. That's patosh. That's a transgression. That's things between two intimate people. But it becomes iniquitous when other people see it and they don't call it out. And then that's how bad culture starts. And then that's how situations where when you see what happened in Judah. When you got Habakkuk saying, God, the Torah is forsaken in this place. Nobody wants to do the law anymore. The wicked overcome the righteous. That they were guilty of not just idolatry. If you read Habakkuk, he was a prophet in the southern kingdom. He's clearly breaking down iniquity. He's telling you that these people will not judge these people correctly. And that's why the Torah is forsaken. Because the Torah is self-policing. God ain't coming from the sky and telling us this is what you gotta do, this is what you gotta do. He did that one time. He ain't coming down like the Christians when they need a man with the horse and a million angels and saying, you did this, my son, and you did this. No, it's not working like that. God's gonna give you the guidelines and you police it. Because you're the priest to the nation. You're the light to the nation. See, that's what I love about this, because this is not an acting culture. I mean, it's not a waiting culture. This is an acting culture. We don't have to wait for anything with this. You want justice, go make it. You want righteousness, be the righteousness. You want equality, create it. Everything is at your hands. You don't have to sit and say, oh man, if I had your horse out here, this dude would not be sleeping on his wife. Why don't you say something about it? This is what's going on today. Oh man, he wouldn't start. He charged that brother $2,000. I know it was cost $200. Man, I can't wait till a dollar shot come back. Come on, this is craziness. God did not design laws for that. God designed laws, statutes, commandments, and what? I gotta get shot. Now you're gonna run that back. We're gonna take it. God made laws, statutes, commandments, and what?
Judgment.
One more time, I can hear y'all. God made laws, statutes, commandments, and what?
Judgment.
Judgment. I'm gonna tell you something. A law is nothing that you can't enforce. You can make any rule you want to make. The judgment is what makes the rule. The judgment is, I would argue, is the backbone.
That's right.
Because look at this today. If you have a situation, right? Let's take the Hasidic community. You go out there, date women, leave their culture, and go be with another man. Cut off, done. That's judgment. On the spot, done. No money, no herrings, no nothing. You on your own. We don't have that here. We celebrate. We cheerlead. Because we got iniquitous behavior. We say, oh, well, what about what that person did? God said, judge what you see now. And if you saw what that person did, you should have judged that too. Right. But you see how iniquity works? Are you getting it now when you don't cry loud and spare not? When you don't come out there and call the nonsense when you see it, then the culture begets the culture, because when you let what he do slide, then I can't call what he did out, and I can't call what he did out, and I can't call what he did out, and I know they can't say nothing to me because I don't watch them get away with it. And then it's a den of iniquity. And we cease from being just right out. We just an unfair, unbalanced people. Ungodly people. This is what we got to understand right here. It's so important. All of these things go together. Wisdom, sin, iniquity, transgression, all of these things, you have to reform how you look at them. Because you do it on a day-to-day basis, but when you hear it in old quick English, you don't see that. You hear the word sin, like, I understand it, I lie, whatever. But instead of saying you lie, saying I betrayed the Creator. The Creator, say this out loud before you do something silly. The Creator bestowed on me laws, statutes, and commandments, judgments, gave me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The Creator of heaven and earth told me everything he wants me to do, and I'm about to go against that. And tell me that makes sense out loud. It don't make sense. But you know what we say? I'm just going to say this. Now, the sense sounds right, but when you say that out loud, I'm about to go against the Creator of heaven and earth. Every time you go to do something stupid, when wisdom come knock on your door, say that to yourself. Say, I'm about to go against the Creator of heaven and earth. Because God keeps giving us reminders because he knows we are forgetful people. That's what your fringes is for. But obviously, we ain't looking on those. So I'm going to give you something a little new. Just try this for a week. For 1 week, I guarantee you will do better. When you reclassify what wrong is, because remember, we Americanize. So what we perceive as wrong is so distorted. Right. This is a place that tells you a 7-year-old can tell me, listen to this logic. Listen to this logic. A 7-year-old can tell me whether he wants to be a boy or a girl. But if said 7-year-old is with an older person, not that I agree with this either, that's the crime. It's all retarded. It's all a crime. Like I tell, when I'm speaking to people, they ask me, how do you feel about homosexuality? I think it's wrong because God said it's wrong. Oh, well, how could you say that? People are born this way, and what are you talking about? I said, it's wrong. And I said, you know what? Let's go down your road. Let's go down your road real quick. Okay. So you let one set of freaks through the door. Homosexuals are born that way. I said, ain't a pedophile a gay person too? Oh no, you're crazy, you're sick. How could you say that? I said, no, it's all the same. It's all the same. How do you police who you want to police? Yeah. If he can be with a little boy, and a man can be with a man, if a man can be with a man, why he can't be with a little boy? Still homos. Pedophile parade. Yeah, get a pedophile parade. Yeah. Give all the freaks they show. Give everybody what they want. Yeah. But see, this is why we can't have faith in this place, because they disrespect us by putting us on the same level as these freaks. And the reason they came up with that you were born this way nonsense is because they want to classify you how they classify them. That's why we got to stop taking what they didn't give us free. It's no Juneteenth. It's no 1776, 1865. God gave us the freedom. God in his book said, I told the owls to stand still while my people renew their strength. That's why I'm changing on your neck right now. And TORAH for that. That's why we free. Come on. That's what we got to get. The bully don't stop being a bully. No. The bully does not stop being a bully. You think they freed you? Oh, I'm going to free this guy. You know, I'm going to tell you a secret about that too. How you know it's the creator of heaven and earth. Because they so wicked, even after they freed you, they put slave rules in. Freedmen's laws. Slave codes, I'm sorry. And they would arrest you if you was caught out after dark and put you right back into slavery. Because now you're a criminal. And that birthed the criminal industrial complex. So they said, you know, we're going to criminalize everything they do. And then under their constitution that they wrote, anytime you're a criminal, you're subject to slavery. So they didn't change it. The 13th Amendment told our sisters is on. Y'all brothers, y'all wake up, man. They throwing the lines at me, baby. I can't mess with y'all. But this shows you how they feel about you. And it's the place we partake in everything that they want to partake in. So this is why God can look at us and say, is my way unjust, man? Could you imagine this? You got a woman, let's say it's your anniversary. Or for a woman, it's a man, it's your birthday. We understand we got a different concept of what adultery is in Hebrew stuff, but just for the emotional aspect, stick with me on this one. You make them something, make them dinner. You go buy something in total. You go buy something that he would like, only for him though, not to go out with. You find his favorite song, you buy him a gift, and you look, and he's with the next one. You out on the right body. Come home. And then he come and say, well, you did this and you did. He talking about old stuff. He ain't talking about what you doing right now. He bringing up old stuff. What you want to say? Is it my way that's unjust? I don't pour my heart out for you. I don't wait for you. I don't love you till it hurt. I don't suffer with you. What you go through, I'm not there to go through with you. I'm not by your side when you up and when you down. I'm not there. When you get emotional, I gotta hold my peace and be still and come back to you at a later moment. Is it my way that's unjust? Am I hurting you? This is how God feels with us. Is it my way that's unjust? That's what God is saying right now. What did I do to you as a people? That you could give me this right here, what you give me. Even when you offer stuff up, it really don't mean nothing. Because it said in Proverbs, you come up with a wicked mind. So you came up with plans to do it again. That's like a person that cheats and say, I'm sorry, and go text the next person. Yeah. I got to make it clear for you so you can get it. Come shit.
And they shall appoint themselves one head, and shall go up out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel. Say ye unto your brethren, Amen, and to your sisters, Rahuma.
You are my people, and I have pity on you. That's what God said. Just like any angry person in a relationship. You get mad, you say things. It's not that you don't mean them. Because I always say, trying to take back something you already said is like giving CPR to something that's already dead. That's bars right there. I like that, right? That's bars. So God meant it. Oh yeah. But he's so merciful. He turned it around that quick. That quick. Forgave us like that. And he says 1,000 years is like a day to him. So we think we've been in this punishment for so long. God, in a few minutes. Right. Right. God, a couple 30 seconds. What are you crying about? Right. Transatlantic slave trades 2 seconds ago. Man, what's wrong with this dude? I ain't really whipped up what I really got for you. Wait till they see Jacob's trouble. I told him get off you for a minute. It's about to really heat up. They don't get it. They at Carnival tomorrow. They at Juve tonight. Matter of fact, I'm gonna sit down and say, go kill 3 more people tomorrow. Because I done gave them their warning. They won't get it. The police won't save them. So knock them off and then we start this thing over again. And see who will wake up from that. Because there are people now that plan for wickedness. Right now, as we in here, covered by the creator of heaven and earth, there's people right now saying, I'm gonna kill this person when I see him. Planning for wickedness. And all of this is ordained by the creator of heaven and earth. Some sheep.
Plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband.
It's chapter 2.
Yeah, it's chapter 2.
All right, come sheep. We're in Hosea 2.
We're in the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 4. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. And let her put away her harlotries from her face, and her harlotries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked. And let her, as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness.
So God is saying, maybe you can get through to her, because I can't. Go talk to your people. Go talk to Israel. Go talk to Judah.
Can't be my wife.
Can't be mine. I ain't make her like that.
Not acting like that.
Not how she acting.
You can't be God's people.
And that's right, Prince. And we can't be God's people not acting like this. You know, in 2 days from now, a Jewish man, what do you say, Prince? They call us Canaanites?
Canaanites, baby. They're gonna be pointing it out on Eastern Parkway. Look at
Laughing.
Canaanites.
Laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it's going to look for us 3 days from now to tell them we the chosen people of God? Even if they wanted to believe, let's say they ain't never read it and they deep dark book that they got from the bottom of the bag. They ain't never read that, right? How I'm gonna go to them, Gypsies on people like, yo, man, know all the Black and West Indian people, Israelites. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Check them out Monday.
Did you see them ninjas 2 days ago? That's like what say, Chief Prince.
Butt naked.
Whining in a bikini. And you know what's crazy, man? I gotta say this too. We go to customers' houses, right? They will go throw on 10 pieces of clothes when you go to their house, regularly. We'll go to Eastern Parkway and be in brown panties with wings. I guess the wings makes it cover up, I don't know.
Walk right past you.
Walk right past you. You can whine on somebody's wife, they mother, because there's old women out there too.
Everything.
They had the little baby one today. Full transgression. Full. Don't even care. So this is why God said, you gonna talk to them. Why I'm sending prophets for? Why would I put Jeremiah through that again? But these people, now you go talk to them. It's your turn, I'm gonna say you up. Maybe you can convince them how they supposed to be with me. Because you felt my pain. You married a whore. You know what it's like.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
You out there, when she leaves your house, you don't know what she do. This ain't Proverbs 31. She used to turn in tricks, baby. She out there. She come home with a wad of cash, and you ain't seen her with no cassette.
No shame.
And no shame, too.
No shame. Proud.
And that's us. Proud. We proud, too. But God is going to break down that relationship, too. How silly we are. Some sheep.
Right.
And set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have compassion upon her children, for they are the children of harlotry. For their mother hath played the harlot. He that conceived them hath done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, that will give my bread. Give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. Therefore, behold.
Stop right there. So you hear this? She's basically leaving, and this is symbolic of the relationship between Israel and God. So he said they're gonna go after their lover that give them bread and flax. So who's Israel's lover? America. The church. Islam. Western society, Western culture. We think these things feed us. We think American laws protect us. We think American society loves us. It's the same thing. We going after our own way, but let's see what God pronounces about that. Tell me.
I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and I will make a wall against them, that she shall not find her other paths.
Oh, so you ain't gonna be able to connect with America. So that's why the police hate black people. That's why they hate our Latin brothers, our West Indian brothers. That's why. It's in vain. All you're doing is for nothing. You can clap, you can chant, you can march, you can do all of these things, but God already pronounced over 700 years ago, it's not gonna work.
Right.
Because what you put in your faith in is nothing. Come sheep, let's prove it.
And she shall run after her lovers, but she shall not overtake
Or
them.
you're gonna run to the poles. You're gonna run to work. You're gonna jump the turnstile for work. Hit the sidewalk for work. You're gonna do an extra credit work to get a promotion at your job to impress the boss to make him happy. You're gonna go before the boss with a brand new shirt and a brand new tie because you ain't coming down to your office like today. We're gonna do that for the Creator, and He sees it. At every Christmas party, you out there partying it up, having fun. You won't tell people not to eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. You won't tell people about the true living God. You won't tell people and speak against these holidays. You won't do any of that because your faith lies with America. You won't tell sisters it's not good to have an abortion because your faith lies in what America says is cool. But what God's going to repay us back? Come sheep.
And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. And she shall say, I will go and return to my first husband.
Oh, and that's what our people are doing now. So when we tried everything out, and we went to every religion and everything else, and now that we see that nothing works, then you're going to return back to the true living God. And that's the phase we're in now. But we got to do better when we return to the true living God. When somebody takes you back after putting up all your crap, you still on like a probation. You still trying to prove yourself. You're trying to prove your repentance. That's right, Prince. You should be.
Yeah.
But we act like God is happy to take us back. I came back. I could have still been out there. He had no options.
Right. What more he want?
What more he want? He didn't have a better option. And sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like a man eat. Do what you do on weekend. Going for 4 days and then come back. And like, why are you in my ear for? We were going for 4 days. So this is what God is saying about us. Don't she?
But then was it better with me than now? So she did not know that it was I that gave her the colt.
So we didn't know that God was the provider for us.
Right.
We didn't know that when we had the meals prepared, it wasn't Jesus that put the food on the table. Okay. We didn't know that when them lights was cut off, our line turned the lights back on for us. We didn't know when we was fighting eviction or whatever it is that you was going through, it was the true and living God working behind the scenes. If I can say that for a fact, because as a person that wasn't born in this way, I gave credit to an idol for most of my life. So when I read this, it hurt. Because I put so much into something that did nothing for me that I had to send and say, sleep out most time, man. And told I got it. For being so great and so wonderful, man. Told I most high. There's one point where you feel like everything you got comes from an idol that don't do nothing for you. Mm-hmm. You can't even see it. And you'll argue people to the death. You'll fight people to the death. Muslims will blow you up. They will blow you up for Allah. For Muhammad too. You right, Prince, a fake prophet. The book was closed. Don't come down to SH'MA. We on Bedford Avenue. We on 287 Bedford Avenue. The Muslims don't play. The Muslims like. But seriously, you first said we in Siberia. And Will had no service next week. He took the building down. But seriously, on a serious matter, when you invest that much time into something, it's like God was your secret admirer, man. You get what I'm saying? And if you ever been a person that admires somebody from afar, get something from somebody from afar, and they gave credit to somebody else, it's crazy. Look at Coming to America. Y'all remember that movie? My man Eddie was out there. He dropping diamond earrings on him. Bars of cash. What Darryl doing? She's like, Darryl, you did this for me. Right. No, he didn't do it for. Right. And that's JC. That's the church. Right. The pastor, what Isaiah said, if they speak not according to this word, there's no light in them. So they know what they're doing. They know they're pimping you out that money every week. But they do it with no remorse. And they take and they take and they take and sell you hope. American agents. Meanwhile, the true and living God is tricking you. You're gonna get it, you're gonna see it eventually. You're gonna see who really doing this for. Falling off again. All right, let me pay that. Okay, red backed up. Let me make a way for it again. Yeah, I know you said thank you, JC. Okay. She said hallelujah though, so I got half the credit. This is what we do. But God wants all the credit. So God cuts off the way. So for the people he loves, so they can finally see there was nothing out there for them. And think about this right here. When you finally realize there's nothing out there for you, you can go out this wholeheartedly. He just said, I'm gonna put you in a place where you're gonna see that none of that stuff profited you. We're at that point right now. Everybody in this room understands it's not a better option out there. If it was, Israelites is opportunists. We would have tried it. We would have tried it if there was a better option. Israel 2.0, like, yo, SH'MA cooler little, but they giving the houses. You know what I'm saying? This is what Israelites do. We tried everything already. We done tried everything already. So now that you hear, how don't you do this wholeheartedly? Come on. We gotta get these points. Now that you're here, it's nothing else out there. The door's been shut. He said, I'm gonna put a hedge around everything you try to do. Your business won't work for a reason. This is Deuteronomy 28, kind of started over again. Because nothing you put your hands to is succeeding. So come back to the true living. And the great thing about him is, he don't even throw in your face what you did. You ever went back to somebody and told you everything you did? Like, yo, you was wilding, man. Especially if it's a love situation. If your friends tell you don't mess with somebody, and then you finally see, but sisters, it take like 15 years to be honest. But when you finally see, they're gonna be like, girl, you was doing this for him, and you was doing that. He had you doing this and paying that and this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know how crazy you look? They're gonna throw it in your face. But God said when you return, you can't even bring it up no more. Damn, man. You hear that? When you repent that and turn away from it, it can't be brought up again. Can't throw it in my face. That's how much he wants you back. That's how much he loves you. That's why he said, is it my way that's unjust, Israel? Come sheep.
For she did not know that it was I that gave her the corn and the wine and the oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they used for Baal. Therefore will I take back my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will snatch away my wool and my flax, giving to cover her nakedness.
And sisters, y'all know, because y'all break stuff y'all ain't even paid for. So I know y'all understand this. It be see, princess scratch the paint off the wall. Y'all take stuff y'all ain't paid for. You want cheap? I'm gonna tear his PlayStation down. I'm gonna buzz the TV. I just met you. You get what I'm saying? So you know this. You know, I know you feel this right here. Right on this car. Right on his car. Bust his windows. They got a song about I bust the windows out your car. You know what that means? Your premium. So I know y'all know what's going on here. Do you understand that this is one of the first times God had actually literally charged you? He's showing you through somebody else. Most prophets charge you with something that you're doing and tell you, this is exactly what you did. God is using another man to show you how you treat him. That's what makes Hosea so special, because we laugh and we joke. He is living this. This is his day-to-day life. He has to walk around with children from a whore. We all street cats in here. You know how silly you look? Messing with a chick that the whole block messing with, and you love her? And you got kids with her? This, yo. You threw all your brothers away. All your, and you forsook your brothers. God said, no. And then God gonna tell them, go chase her. Go chase her and pay her loves. Because that's what we do. We pay America to do us dirty. We pay the church to feed us lies. This is Israel. This, what I say, this is America. This is Israel right here. Read that. Some sheet.
And now will I uncover her shame in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of my hand.
I'm going to show them what you really are. Because, see, when I take away this law, statutes, and commandments, you don't got no dignity. No, that's not you.
I turn my back on you.
Now, when I turn my back, that's not you. You're not great. What's special about you? You a slave people. You Sodom and Gomorrah. This is why you great because of me. And it's no different from a man's boyfriend. I'm taking my ring back, the bank book, the credit card. I'm gonna send you back where you came from. See, America don't make you pay. America is the opposite of this. They reward the woman for leaving. What they said, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym? Right. She get 250 million out of 500 million. And she could have did you wrong. She could have been obnoxious towards you. She could have disrespected you. But the word of God say, not so. No, we go back to what you came from. So that's what God sent us back to. Because when he got us, we were slaves. Right. So how hard was it for him to send us back? He didn't really do us anything wrong. When he got us, we were slaves. So if I picked you out of Egypt, you were slaves. All I did was send you back to where I picked you up from. Is it my way that's unjust? When I leave you in America and nobody wants you and everybody hates you, that's how you was there. That's how I found you. When I leave you in America with no law, statutes, and commandments, that's how I found you. This is a full divorce. I'm leaving you in the state I found you in. How you getting mad at me? Oh, so you do miss me. You do love me. You do need me. I thought you was with the Assyrians. God gonna talk like you in the street now. I thought you like the Assyrians better than me. I seen you in the car with the Canaanites. You ain't like him? I ain't see you in the Mercedes with that dude from the Canaan. That's how God showed it to us. You wasn't with that Greek, you was with the white boys, huh? You was with that Greek guy, huh? This is what they say. This is what God is saying about us. But the difference between God and us is he's forever forgiving. So he's still going to take us back. Toshi.
And I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feasts, her new moons, her Sabbaths, all her appointed seasons. And I will lay waste her vines, her fig trees, whereof she has said, these are my hire, that my lovers have given me. And I will make them a forest.
Because you think you got it from a place you ain't get it from some sheep.
And the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her days. I will visit upon her the days of Baalim, wherein she offered unto them.
And this is where you came from. I'm sending you back to what you used to do. The idols and send you back to that. Some sheep.
And decked herself with earrings and her jewels. And went after her other lovers. And forgot me.
And what?
And forgot me.
And what?
And forgot me.
You forgot the creator of heaven and earth. Some sheep.
Saith the Lord. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and I will bring her into the wilderness. Tenderly unto her.
Still gonna be good. This like an R&B record, man.
Right.
This like Genuine, one of them dudes, man. Right. I don't want to know, baby, come back. This is what it sounds like, man. Real love story. But this is us. This is Israel. We only know bad relationships. I'm gonna tell you something. If you meet a sister that's only been in bad relationships, she only gonna keep you out there. She will never escape that cycle. It's only through the creator of heaven and earth that we're able to escape that cycle. Because I know some sisters, they'll pick a loser, then pick a loser, then pick a loser, then pick a loser, then pick two more losers. Because you gotta understand, and I had this conversation with my brother, most women, they've never been around a real man in their life. And that's what I need our young daughters in here to understand. You dealing with men that got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And this ain't self-promotion, it's just real talk. If you can't find love amongst the men that God, what do you find with people that don't have understanding of God? Well, what's out there for? Let's really go deep into this now. What do you have out there in the street? So Ramel from the chicken spot, he gonna God children protect you? He don't know who God is. After he finished that shrimp platter, he gonna hold you down. Come on, sis, come on. Look back to the rock from which you were hewn. Let's go back to Abraham and Sarah, where your father has some say in who you went with. Because your father, if he's the supreme leader, as far as on earth with his family, why would he give you to a bozo? I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna build my daughter up, put her in the house, and take care of her, and make sure that everything is good for her, and give her over to, I don't know, Johanna time. That don't even make sense. You gotta prove yourself. But these are defenses that we went away from. Tumshi.
And I will give her vineyards for thence, in the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall respond there, as in the days of her youth, as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me.
Yeah,
Ishi.
My Ishi. Or my man, my husband.
And shall call me no more. Baali.
Lord.
For I will take away.
Because Lord doesn't signify intimacy. See, Ishi shows that this is my husband. This is my man.
Right.
Anybody can be your Lord. Only God can be your man. Your man is protecting you. Your man is God, and your man is shielding you. Lord is just somebody that just keeps passing over. It's a title get passed from man to man. So God is saying it's not going to be how it once was. They don't have an intimate relationship with me. They're going to know where the love comes from. They're not going to wonder. See, when you get passed around, you don't know who really cares for you. That's why God compared this to a whore. Because when you go from man to man to man, you don't know who really loves you. It's going too fast for you. So God slows it down and says, nah, you're going to be cool and calm now. That was just you and I. Now we got a special thing. I'm going to show you what love is. I'm going to show you what compassion is. I'm going to show you what forgiveness is. This is what God is willing to do for us, but what are we going to do for God to get this? What do we provide? Or are we still passing over bad contracts to the creator of heaven and earth? We still want to shortchange this relationship with God. The Tanakh as a whole is showing, the law is the instructions. The Tanakh is showing how we betray the creator of heaven and earth. It's showing a bad relationship. You can see, you can visualize it. If you can't get it through this way, I'm going to show it to you through that way. Tumshi, just read it up.
And they shall no more be mentioned by their name. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the land.
Stop right there. Just jump to 3:5. And this is what's promised to us. Read.
Afterward, we're in the book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 5. Let us all say hallelujah.
It says Israel will go a long time. Read that line first.
For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days without king.
And I'm going to give you the context of this. God said, go get that woman back and tell her to sit. Go get, I'm sorry, just go to 3 and we can read those. There's only 5 verses. 3:1.
For the book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 1. Let us all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And the Lord said unto me, go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend.
So go back and get that woman, Toshi.
And an adulteress.
An adulterous woman, showing you more of how we are. Read.
Even as the Lord loves the children of Israel.
That's my relationship with you. Go get a woman that cheated on you like you cheated on me. Like you went after other guys the same way she went after other men. Like you prioritize other things over God is the same thing she's going to prioritize over you. Read.
So they turn unto their gods and love cakes of raisins. So I brought her to me 15 pieces of silver in an omer of barley.
And that's what God did for us. Because he said he ransomed Egypt for us. Read.
And a half omer of barley. And I said unto her.
But Egypt is a small thing to God. This is why God is giving you this example. That was raisins and that was barley to God. It's nothing to tear down Egypt for. That's how much he loves you. That's how valuable you are to the creator of heaven and earth. He says, I tore down a nation, but how he's comparing how he tore down nations for us is how he's talking about bread and then liquor. This is how God feels about us. Egypt is like bread and liquor. That's nothing. I can do that anytime. That's what God is saying about us. Some sheep.
Thou said unto her, Thou shalt sit solitary for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not beat any man's wife.
And that's what we got to learn to do. We got to learn to sit and wait for God and be steady with God. Right. That's what the wilderness is for. That's what Goshen is for. That's the time that we're going to sit still. No more America. Right. No more their ways. No more their customs. No more carnival. No more nonsense. No more folly. The same way he told Hosea to tell that woman, sit there, just stop. Because whatever you was doing ain't working for you. Stay right there, chill out. That's what God is taking us away for. Wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord day. Come sheep.
And nor will I be done. For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days.
So we're going to spend many days, and we've been sitting long enough. Some sheep.
And without prince, and without sacrifice, and without pillar, and without ephod, and without teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God.
And then we're going to truly be after the heart of the Lord our God. And who? Not Yehoshua, not Muhammad, not Adalashah. Who we going to be after? Read.
In David, their king.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty God.
Praise the mighty God.
So that's what this is all culminating to us restoring our relationship with the true and living God. That's what this is about right here. This is why he gave that example. And I hope during the week you take something from this and you really understand what's going on. And before you make a bad decision, really think about what's going on. That way we don't keep God, amen.
Hallelujah.
Glory and praise to God. You know the highways are dangerous. That are in Ohio. Yeah. Pray for them. God's hand. He take it, bless God's name. All souls figures. The Harvey hit. But our insurance policy is in our righteousness. How we deal. How we keep each other. You're right. God, each other manner that is acceptable. God of our forefathers. It mighty revere God the most high. Buy him out this and about the God of Moses that called Israel. He said, Israel is my son. He said that in the book of Exodus. Yes, 4:22. And he said, you shouldn't add unto my word, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that you keep my commandments. No strange doctrine is supposed to enter into our hearts and our minds. Glorify the God that that spirit that he gave us that causes us to do so many wonderful things in our right. It's the spirit that he didn't put in other nations. That's why we dance, sing, do all kind of things. That's with that spirit we're supposed to bring praise to God. Like I said, man, I can't get over that. Our brothers, man, took barrels, ate steel pans out of them. People travel from all around the world. Get in play. People travel all around the world. Understand? We were created to attract people to us. We're supposed to bring them to God. All the nations going to say, come, let us go up to the top of the mountain, to the house of the God of Jacob. Walking his way. And Zion should go forth the Lord from his holy mountain. Hallelujah. I mean, people going to put down religion. Religion is man made up. Charles Taze Russell, 1870, started the Russellites, are now called what? Jehovah's Witnesses. He was a codologist and a racist. Believe you me. So we're here to bring back the worship of the true and the living God. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob. With that, we're going to close out with prayer. I'm going to ask the young man to say a prayer. Come on. Give God the glory. Right. We teach our children diligently. Come on.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Here is the Lord God and Lord is one. And I turn up to move on our heart, on our soul, on our life.
Hallelujah.
Blessed art thou, Holy King. He who spoke and the world came into being. The God of Abraham, Yitzchak, Israel, Kol, Kabod, Zakah, Ve'en Elohim, Imod, Yahweh. O Heavenly King, we lift up our eyes into the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help coming from Yah, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel neither slumber nor sleep. Yah is our keeper. Yah is our shade upon our right hand. The sun should not smite thee by day, or the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall guard thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 SH'MA Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Eloheinu, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Who's collecting the donations and obligations? Donations and obligations will be collected up here. Giving all glory and praise to God, our forefathers.
Hallelujah.
We pay homage.
We pay homage
To the power of Abraham.
to the power of Abraham,
To the power of Yitzchak.
to the power of Yitzchak,
To the power of Yaakov.
to the power of Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
First and foremost, family. Hallelujah. Let's say TORAH, blessings for another Shabbat day. TORAH. Secondly, we'd like to thank our family who are here and our family who are online. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate the comments, the love that you show us, all the good words that you constantly give us during teachings, after teachings. But we need your help. We also need your help, family, to support us on a fashion, please. So we can continue to give y'all a good quality service and move forward to do things for our nation. And if you'd like to support us, family, no amount is too small. We'd like to take anything that is given. So you can do that by going to our main YouTube page. On the lower right-hand corner, there's a button that says Support SH'MA. Click on that and it will take you straight to PayPal. If you'd like to go directly to PayPal, you can donate. And all you have to do is type in my email address, which is SH'MA YISRAEL 297@gmail.com. Or you can donate via Cash App and put in our phone number, which is 347-989-4869. Or you can just put in our email address, which is SH'MA YISRAEL 297@gmail.com. Also, you can make a checkout or a money order, and you can send that. You can make that to SH'MA YISRAEL and send that to 297 Saratoga Avenue, Brooklyn, New York 11233. Also, family, we know we have a serious topic. We'd like to ask our family who are here and our family who is online to send a donation to Cohen Pingas to help him out with his medication, so he can continue to, move on with his healing process. We're coming together as a family to help a man that is near and dear to us all, because at the end of the day, we are a community. So we ask those who are in online to find your heart to help out with donations and also help out with prayers for our Cohen and also Chief Absalom's email. So if you can donate, you can just Cash App us, put in our phone number, and just put a note saying specifically what it's for. TORAH family. Any other announcements for online? Please tune in, family. Thursday, our brothers go out and teach people. They go out on the street. Friday night is our Shabbat. It is done by our sisters, and also, of course, our Shabbat services, which starts at 10:30. And with that, we hope you had a blessed Shabbat. Have a blessed week. Most Shabbat.